Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the April 27th special meeting of the Board of Education, Queensbury Union Free School District. Call the meeting to order, and you'd all stand and join me with a pledge to the flag, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And thank you all for joining us, those of you online. We'll start right off. Mr. Whitmore is not able to join us tonight, but Mr. Gannon, if you're going to take us through the business items, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mannix. I recommend the board move to approve action item A, the following resolution. Resolve, the Board of Cooperative Educational Services of Washington, Saratoga, Warren, Hamilton, Essex counties is authorized to expend the sum set forth in the administrative budget in the total amount of $6,724,328 during the school year of 2021 to 2022.
Thank you, ma'am.
So moved.
What was that?
Tim.
Oh, yeah.
Tim, so moved.
Second. Thank you, Kathy. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries.
I recommend the board move to approve action item B, the motion to approve the following resolution. Be it resolved that the Queensbury Union Free School District hereby casts a ballot for the election of the Washington, Saratoga, Warren, Hamilton, Essex Board of Cooperative Educational Services Board of Education to fill 5 full 3-year terms ending on June 23rd, 2024, and 3 2-year terms ending on June 30th, 2023. There are 8 seats and 6 candidates are running for them.
That makes our decision easier. May I have a motion, please? Thank you, Kathy. Second, please.
Second, Pat.
Thank you, Pat. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, will all in favor please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion B carries. So now we'll move right to the board candidate videos. What's coming next is a presentation. It doesn't take too long. I believe it's about 13 minutes. We have some candidates for the open seats on the board that put together a free video presentation to the community. So with that, Mr. Littberger.
Hi everyone, my name is Brady Stark.
Turn it up.
Just a little about myself. I was born and grew up here in Queensbury. I attended Queensbury School K-12. I was captain of our tennis team and a member of many clubs and activities. I graduated in 2019 as well. While in high school, I contributed a lot to our school system and got along with fellow students and staff. When I'm elected, I plan to work in a collaborative manner with other board members. I know that I can be a young voice for the students. This past year has been immensely challenging for our students, their families, our teachers, administration, and support staff. When I'm elected, I will make my mission to get us back on track to achieve normalcy in a safe and effective manner. I'm very motivated to serve on the Queensbury Board of Education. I had a great experience here at Queensbury throughout my years in high school, and I'd like the same for our current students. I'm also very involved in this great community. I love this area and will cherish the opportunity to give back. I currently serve on the board of directors at the Warren County Historical Society. I also serve as treasurer of the Queensbury Republican Committee and as a member of the Warren County Republican Committee. I was also a candidate for town board last year. And in 2018, I became the field coordinator for Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. In that position, I served constituents and campaign finances. I currently work at Howard Hanna Real Estate as a realtor, and I attend Union College pursuing a degree in economics. I believe my fresh perspective would serve the Queensbury school community well. It is essential to have a younger voice on the school board. The voices of our students were not heard recently because they lack representation. The Board of Education needs someone that has the ability to understand the concerns of the students. My youthful perspective, combined with my experience, makes me the best candidate to serve on the Board of Education. My experience as a recent graduate has given me the opportunity to understand what our school system needs. None of the other candidates have this perspective. Our students need a strong voice to advocate for them. When I was a student in Queensbury, I enjoyed participating in many clubs and as captain of our tennis team. I would like to ensure our students have these same opportunities as I did under the current circumstances. When I am elected, I will bring a new set of ideas to the table. I plan to be an asset to our school system. I would very much like the opportunity to serve on the Queensbury Board of Education, and I hope to have your support on Election Day, May 18th. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Quick. I have been living in Queensbury since last 6 years. I work as an architect engineer. I am a caregiver to a special needs brother with Down syndrome and a mother to an advanced placement daughter. I have experienced challenges. As a member of the school board, I will encourage other members to support all of the educational needs for our young learners. I understand the time and commitment it takes to research and collect data to support framework for making an educational plan that a school may or may not be able to offer an individual child. How we can expect parents and guardians with limited resources for full-time jobs to have time to explore this when they are putting food on the table, running a household, and trying to help their child through all the normal daily challenges. We need to offer all learners an opportunity to shine as individuals, grow their potential in a way they learn, not try to fit them in a box and label it one size fits all. I believe every student in Queensbury School District proud the school is where our future leaders, inventors, entrepreneurs, scientists, artists, doctors are created and have necessary skills to ensure their success. As a school board member, you will see I am a woman who has grown up in a life to see huge success, both personally on a community level. As a technical professional, I will bring my skills to the board to enhance decision-making process, to be data-driven and outcome-focused, instead of process-oriented. I believe in team building, using we, not I approach to be successful in a society as a whole. Let's nurture and grow these kids together and let their beautiful light glow from atop of Queensbury School District campus out into the world. Let's embrace every child. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dawn Blyberg. I'm an 18-year resident of Queensbury. I am the director of the Center for Public Health Continuing Education at the University of Albany's School of Public Health. I'm running for school board. I'm running for school board to ensure that faculty and staff have the resources that they need to continue to navigate through this pandemic. Our faculty and staff have done a tremendous job pivoting and addressing the issues that have been brought forth by this pandemic. And I want to ensure that the faculty and staff have the resources that they need to move forward to make sure that our students are successful now and in the future. I want to bring my experience as an educator and my experience in public health to make sure that informed decisions are made and that innovative ideas are utilized and balanced. My motivation is my son and daughter, and my husband, who is also a high school educator. I have the desire to serve locally. I want to take my experiences and bring it to the local level. I've done community service all throughout my adulthood. I've served as an AmeriCorps Promise Fellow, and more recently, I'm finishing up my second term at the New York State Public Health Association. I have served the past 8 years on their executive board as the treasurer. I also serve on the national board I sit on the National Commission of Health Education Credentialing. Specifically, the board that I sit on ensures that students who are in programs, universities, and colleges who seek to become public health educators have the curriculum set up and the resources they need to move forward to sit for the exam to become a certified health education specialist, but also be productive public health educators in their community. My experience, again, as an educator for the past 20 years, and as a master certified health education specialist for the past 10 years, will be available to me, and I can apply all that I have learned as an educator, as a public health official, and by sitting on national and state boards to ensure, again, that informed decisions and evidence-based decisions are utilized to make sure that faculty and staff have the resources they need to move forward through this pandemic.
Hi, I'm Jim Ward, and I'd like to start by saying thank you to all the community members that have reached out to me over these past few months. I am honored to represent you in the upcoming election for the Queensbury Board of Education. 16 years ago, my wife Brianna and I made the decision that we were leaving Boston and returning to the Capital District. At the time, we had 2 young boys, James Jr. and Brian. And we had the flexibility to live anywhere. We did our research, lots of research, on the schools, the communities, programs, everything that goes into such a major life-changing decision. We ended our search for Queensbury, and we couldn't be happier. Now that James and Brian graduated in 2020, and our youngest son, Xavier, is set to go into high school, my decision to run for school boards is because I want to give back to the community and the school that has provided so much for my family. Sometimes an unprecedented situation will open your eyes. We're all living our lives with work and kids and busy schedules. Sometimes we can wrongly assume those making important decisions that affect our children are doing so with the kids' best interests in mind. Over the past year, we have faced difficult and trying times. It is in these situations where the easy answer is no is the correct one. It is under these circumstances when we have to listen to our community the most. It is these times where your representative has to have conviction and passion to make the difficult decisions that are ultimately best for the kids and for the community. My involvement in the community has been a constant since arrival and always revolves around our youth. It began as a ski instructor over at West Mountain, and then as a baseball coach. I became a board member for Queensbury Little League and still serve today. I coached Pop Warner football for years and served on both the South Winds Falls and Saratoga Pop Warner boards. My goal is always to teach life skills while playing a game. Strive to be your best while working together to achieve success. And for the past 28 years, I've been part of 3 very successful businesses, managing the corporate finance and accounting team at BJ's Wholesale Club, Director of Internal Audit nationally at Jethro Holdings, and for the past 16 years, I have run a global import and wholesale company. A solid foundation for evaluating the district needs, expenditures, staff performance, and vision for the future, all while taking the kids into consideration. I'm looking forward to May 18th, and thank you for your support.
Good evening. My name is Jamie Hardesty. I'm dad to Ainsley and Fiona, and I'm running for the Queensbury Board of Education. I want to thank you for taking the time to join us for the meeting tonight, to learn about myself, the other candidates, and what each of us envision for our Spartan community. I've been so impressed with the resiliency of our kids through this pandemic. Our kids have so many challenges as it is growing up, but I see it as our job as parents and educators to help find ways to turn those challenges into opportunities and to create curiosity and wonder, as my mom did as a kindergarten teacher. That sense of curiosity and wonder is absolutely critical to the future of our children, and it starts right here in our schools. And that curiosity instilled in me the will to ultimately go on and become an epidemiologist and a healthcare strategist. And in my career, the parallels I found to the school board are really threefold. The first is how we communicate and the way we communicate to others is so important to others being willing to hear us. 2, if we have to embrace our differences in order to build an inclusive community. And 3, we have to be willing to find common ground if we're going to do the best work that we can do together. And I'll quickly touch on what I think are the most important issues to me. I look forward to hearing from you on the issues that are important to you as well. The first is STEAM. So I obviously have a lot of passion for the sciences, but my oldest struggles with reading and writing, and she's found a whole new world of confidence in the sciences and arts. And I want to ensure that at Queensbury, we have a first-class STEAM program that aims to prepare all of our students for the STEAM economy of the future. Arts. So we are champions of the arts in our home, and I hope to continue to champion arts in our schools. That includes music, theater. I grew up playing the piano and trombone. My wife was a theater kid. And we know how important those are to rounding out students' education and personalities. 3 is the future. So education continues to change all the time, and I want our students and my children to be able to see a whole bunch of futures for themselves. Whether that involves college or not will be up to them, but there are many futures that are possible in the world we live in today. And the 4th is sports. So I didn't grow up here, but I've been a Spartan most of my life. I'm a huge Michigan State Spartans fan. And as much as all these issues matter, so too do sports. I grew up playing baseball, soccer, and ran track. And they had a profound impact on my life. And I want to see that us having a very strong sports program here at Queensbury. I appreciate you considering me for the Board of Education. Thank you to the parents, the educators, the administrators for all the incredible work that you have done through COVID to continue to give your best effort for our children. I ask you to vote for the school budget on Tuesday, May 18th, and consider voting for me, Jamie Hardesty, for the Board of Education as well. Thanks so much for your time today.
Just the 5? Okay. Okay. Thank you, John. I know we have some informational items there. We do have need to go into executive session, but before we go, do you have time, Mr. again, just to talk about graduation for a minute? I know I'm probably catching you by surprise, but there's a couple of things going on with the date of it and just a brief synopsis, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. So we're very excited this Saturday night. I know Mr. Switzer, Mr. Ham, and Mr. Snide have done a great job along with Ms. Brett and Mrs. Pagano, the 2 class advisors this year. There'll be a senior dinner this Saturday night here on campus. And so we do have a little under 100 students that will be coming here on Saturday night to eat dinner. And then there are, we've been working with Warren County Public Health every inch of the way. And we will have students dancing in pods of 10. So they are allowed to dance masked in pods of 10 within a circle that will be on the ground. We've got the spacing all set. So we are able to have that inside because it's under 100. So the eating will take place in the gold gym and the dancing will take place in the blue gym, all spread out. We had initially planned for the event to be outside, but our participation was a little bit lower than expected, so it did allow it to come in, which worked out well with the weather, because it's supposed to be a little chilly Saturday night. So that works out, and I know the kids are excited about that. We do have the prom will be taking place, and I don't have the date off the top of my head, but I will make sure I include that information this week. So we've been working, the prom's going to take place at the Fort William Henry. And so we are able to, we've been working, we met Warren County Public Health up there the other day, went through the facility with the Fort William Henry. Mr. Switzer and myself did, and Ms. Britt and Mr. Pagano. So the students will be able to eat in all the various rooms spread out inside the Fort William Henry. It has capacity for over 300 people to be able to eat. That's still within the guidelines, but they'll be in different rooms spread out. There'll be 6 tents set up out on the front yard at this point of Fort William Henry when you first get there. And the students will be in the people they ate dinner with, their pot of 10, and they will be able to dance. That goes from 8 till 11. So the prom, this is this year's seniors. This is not the juniors there in September. This is the seniors that did not get their prom last year. So we've got that coordinated. We're very excited. We have not sold tickets yet, so that's the next big piece to try and figure out exactly how many are going to come. And we've been working on graduation. We have 3 scenarios for graduation right now. We're still watching the guidelines. We never know what's going to happen week to week as things change. The three scenarios that we have planned, we do have, at this point, we do have the Civic Center as one of our plans, but that would be 2 graduation ceremonies. We can have 480 people per ceremony total inside the Civic Center. So we would split the kids into 2 if that were the scenario. We also have the same scenario for our football field out here, where we could divide into 2 scenarios. That qualifies as a medium facility in the state's guidelines. It clearly states football field, even though we believe we could have all the kids there safely and 2 adults per person. It doesn't, it's 500 or under is the number for a football field. It clearly states football field. So that would be two different, segments. But the third scenario is one that we're still exploring, and that would be where all students could potentially be out in front of the 4-5 building in the first parking lot, spread out, where we would be able to have all the kids there, and 2 parents in the back parking lot. It's referred to as the Rock here for some reason. I can't remember where that name came from, but it's the back parking lot of the 4-5 building, and they would be spaced out strategically. We have about 900 people total that when we count it up, 2 adults for each student. And if there's a split family, we work in those scenarios, so we work with that situation. And we would have our Board of Education present as well. So there would be a stage set up in front of the 4-5 building. That's the only area where we thought we could pull that off. We're not even sure. That's kind of at this point, we still need to do more with public health to see if we can still pull that scenario off. But those are the 3 that we're leaning towards, that we're headed towards. We're really hoping that they increase capacity before then, but we just don't know. If they do, we thought they increased capacity to 1,000 inside the Civic Center based on the governor's speech the other day, but we didn't interpret it correctly. They did not. He said 33% capacity for large facilities, but that doesn't qualify as a large facility. So we thought we'd hit the gold mine. We thought we could have all 900 people in the Civic Center spaced out with the kids on the floor, but that's not the case at this point. But we're planning, we do have to require quite a bit, and we're on top of it. So we have to have, for each person that attends, they have to have proof of vaccination if they've been vaccinated. They have to have proof that they have had COVID within the last 3 months. They have to have, if they don't have either of those situations, they have to have a negative PCR test within 72 hours, or they can have a rapid test within 6 hours of the ceremony. So we have to collect that from every person that's coming, so we're working on that system. We also have to have that information for the prom. We're geared, we're ready to go with that. As far as we know what we need to do, we have a meeting set next week to start coordinating data, keeping track of the data from all that in case we need to contact trace for any reason. But those are the 4 pieces for that. We are very fortunate. As of today, we have 45% of our seniors have either received the first dose or both doses of the Pfizer vaccination. So we are able to track that information. It's not easy. Kudos to Lisa Tubbs for going and checking on each individual student. She's doing a great job as our lead nurse. I'm very proud of her. And so she's working on our junior class and our sophomore class. We're trying to figure out exactly how many kids. Public health has worked very closely with us. We're going to do a vaccination clinic. We're not quite sure what day yet. It'll either be Thursday, Friday, or next Monday. We've put all the information out to our students. We're actually, they won't be able to get it right here in the Queensbury room during a time period that we work with public health on. So we're awaiting their back. As soon as they get the vaccinations, they'll let us know, and we'll be ready to go. Denise has been helping coordinate that, doing a great job with the high school. So lots to come, but we feel like we're super organized, and we really feel like we're very close. Our hope is that we get to have all the kids together, but if we don't, it's certainly different than 8 ceremonies. So, as we did last year, and we appreciate the Board of Education support, and we're on top of everything we need to do. So more to come on graduation as we get closer. And that's still Friday, still going to be that Friday.
Thanks, Mr. Gannon. Anybody have any questions about those particular topics? I know it's just a few minutes, but some important things that we look forward to at the end of the year, and I know the students do, so. Okay. Just want to thank the community members, Brady, Stark, TAFHAIM, Quick, Dawn, BLEYENBURG, Jim Ward, and Jamie Hardesty for those videos. Appreciate you providing that information for us and for the community. And I look forward to the vote on May 18th.
All those videos will be put on the website too, Mr. Mayor.
Good.
So, you know, they'll all be out for the public to be able to see with their bios as well. And the bios are in the newsletter going out.
That'd be good, yeah. So those folks that are still on the meeting here that hear that, please tell your friends and neighbors to go and look at that and learn about the folks that are running for the board. If nothing else, in regular session, we do have need for executive session for attorney review of a particular topic. So don't need to do anything, don't need a motion, do we?
You're actually gonna, Mr.
Yeah.
Manager,
We're
you're actually gonna end the meeting.
Okay, yeah.
It's not an executive session, it's just attorney advice.
Just, so it's not executive session, my fault. So, I get a motion to end the regular session meeting.
So moved.
Kathy, and second by Fran.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right, motion passes. Thank you all for attending this evening, and we have a meeting on May 10th. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.